I spent 10 years writing a Bible on how to sell and how to build a sales career for my team so that they could actually sell more and make me more money. And that's what turned into my first book, which was Sell It Like Serhant, which is something that my team members would say to me over and over and over and over. And in there, I talk a lot about logistically, how do you sell something and how do you build that sales career and how do you make it evergreen so that it's consistent year in and year out, right? With no fluff, no bullshit, down to like, here's what my calendar looks like. Here's exactly what you're going to do, a step-by-step process. And in this book, I do the same exact thing, no fluff, no bullshit, but for harnessing that energy and finding it, because we all have it, right? It's just hidden for most of us. We all have that ability to take back control of our lives, but someone else stole it at some point. Maybe it was a girlfriend that really, really fucked you up. Maybe it was your parents who told you weren't good enough. Maybe it was a boss who fired you. Maybe it's the reflection in the mirror because you don't like the way you look, right? Maybe that's who stole from you. And so this is going to help you get it back. And something like the 1,000-minute rule for me is, okay, well, we're all on that same track every single day, running around. We all have the same amount of hours. Okay, we all have 24. How can I make the absolute most of them every single day without feeling like I'm wasting any time? Because like I'm an independent contractor, so no one pays me. I don't get an hourly wage. There's no benefits. I just wake up and hopefully I sell stuff. Yeah. And if you multiply 60 minutes times 24 hours, you subtract time for sleep, food, kissing the wife and babe, whatever, you're left with about 1,000 minutes every day. And I schedule myself in 15-minute increments, right? Through that 1,000 minutes, because for me, I love waking up every day knowing that I'm the CEO of my own bank of time. And I got 1,000 fresh minutes every day. That way, I'm kind of protecting against negative feelings. So if someone screams at me for 3 minutes because a deal just died, that's 3 minutes. I'm not going to then throw away 997 minutes, right? You wouldn't, if someone stole $3 from you, you wouldn't throw away the other $997 because you're like, well, fuck this, right? You're not going to do that. So for me, I schedule that 1,000 minutes methodically, and I make the absolute best use of them. And if I get bonus minutes, like I got somewhere 20 minutes early because there wasn't traffic because of COVID and no one's in Midtown anymore, what have you, boom, I just got 20 free minutes. I'm not going to waste those. Like if someone just gave me $20 on the street, I wouldn't be like, nah, here you go, keep it. You're really giving it to me. Dude, I'm investing it. I'm taking that. I'm figuring out what I can do with it, how I'm going to use it. And so I do the same thing with time. And when you flip that switch in your brain, that helps you realize that time is a real commodity and not just this thing that floats in the air. You become much more careful with your time and you move much faster, right? You become much faster on that track.
This is all, I'm just thinking, listening to you, it's rare is that, see, achievers are so busy achieving. They're rarely the ones who create content and write books. And that's why there's 3, 4, 5 people. We were talking about one of the guys before we started that I just, they're unique because they've actually done things. Those of you that are familiar with my work, you know how obsessive I am about my mini days and time. This is Ryan's version of that.
Yeah.
And it's just successful people just bend time. They manipulate it. It's just different to them than it is for everybody else. And this is just another point. It's another thing in the book that I really think is valuable. So a couple more things, because we want to respect your time and audiences too, because the audience would let you and I go for like 3.5 hours and we both can't do that today. But he has these codes in the book, guys. When I make a decision, I almost call it shock and awe. Like I go to monster execution mode, monster. I just try to overwhelm the problem or the decision I've made with the execution. You phrase it differently in the book about energy again, which I love. So I think it's code 13, but talk about decision-making and then what you say about it.
I'm a big, big believer in not negotiating your goals. And Big Money Energy code number 13. As I was writing the book, there were like these phrases that I kept saying to myself as I was going, like, 10 pages at a time. And so those phrases popped out and I was like, I got to do something with these. So I kind of framed them throughout the book as these codes, right? These codes to remember. If you remember anything, remember the codes. And Big Money Energy code number 13 is, once a decision is made, never waver. All energy is directed towards ensuring its success. And that's what I mean by that, right? You don't negotiate. If you set a goal for yourself, you make that decision, do not waver. Like, the only person you're going to let down, maybe you're going to let down a lot of people, but really the person you're going to let down is you 2030. Right? Why would you ever do that? Like, why? It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And maybe that's just me. Maybe it's the way I'm wired. I don't understand how you could let yourself down. Like, let other people down. Go for it. They'll figure it out. They're adults, right? They'll learn. Okay. They're gonna be pissed off at you. You might lose friends. Let everyone down, but don't let yourself. You're the only self you're ever gonna know. Like, it's just you. Like, what the fuck? It drives me absolutely crazy. And the other thing that I say about decision making that I think is really, really, really important for anyone who's listening, who's in the process of growing up, and who might be on their first job, who might just be young. Successful people, this is Big Money Energy Code number 15. Successful people make decisions based on their commitments. Amateurs make decisions based on how they feel. That was eye-opening for me when I realized that. And that was something my dad made me realize, years and years and years ago, when he told me that he didn't actually ever want to wake up at 4:50 a.m. and go to work. Like, that was mind-boggling for me, because as a little kid, my dad woke up every day. He never complained, ever. Woke up, had his banana, had a coffee in a mug, went off to work, came home, was like, that's what my dad does. That's his thing. He loves it. I don't know. Years later, I'm complaining to my dad about work, waking up early, and he's like, wait. Do you think I enjoyed
right.
waking up at 4:50 in the? Do you think I didn't want to go play golf or hang out with you guys or watch TV? Like, that fucked me up more than anything else. I was like, holy shit. Being an adult, being a professional is about making decisions based on the commitments that you make and not just based on how you feel that day.
Oh, dude, that's so good. I made a post yesterday that said, I make decisions not based on how I feel, but out of who I am. It's the same exact principle, but same with my dad. My dad got up really early. I thought, he must love this.
Yeah.
It's his generation, they're those guys. And my dad had the same conversation. He goes, you don't think I want to sleep in once in a while? Like, I'm like, that's how my dad would talk too. And I'm like, yeah, I never really thought about it. I thought you couldn't sleep, so you just got up and went to work. Man, I love getting up when it's dark and coming home when it's still dark. My dad, it made it out of who he was and his commitment.
You start the race earlier. And listen, I've been, I follow your journey, for a while. I know fitness is a big part of your life there. And it's the same thing with the gym. Yeah. It's like I worked out this morning. I woke up at 4 a.m. at an early day today. I went and worked out. I talked to some people in my office and they're like, you left the office last night at 10 p.m. Went to bed at 11. You woke up at 4 for leg day. What's wrong with you? Why did you do that? And to me, I'm like, but it was leg day. What am I going to do? I can't fuck up my whole week. I got to go.
I don't miss leg day. It'll ruin everything.
I can't not do it, because what am I going to do? I would hate my whole day. It's going to screw up tomorrow. And again, that's thinking about future me. If I don't do it today, even if I'm tired, all I'm doing is letting down myself tomorrow. And I'm going to be that guy. Before a few hours, I'm turning into myself tomorrow. And fuck, I want him to have a good day.
Yeah. The Ryan 2030 thing, dude, that's coming up at dinner tonight with my kids. Like, that's coming up that's so good. And it's like, I wish I had learned to phrase it that way. All right. Crap. I want to keep going, man. One thing I'm thinking when we're talking is, one, at the gym, people that are on the treadmill are running way faster than they normally run listening to you. And there's been a lot of speeding tickets during this show because they're so fired up. It's one of those things, the accelerator's been going deeper and deeper. They're going 90. They didn't even realize it listening to you, which is what you want. That's, by the way, big money energy. That's what it does to you.
Yeah, man. All day, every day.
Last thing. It has nothing to do with the book. It has to do with, I want to pick your brain about something. Okay. The real estate market and the world. The consensus is, hey, like, we haven't had a recession in like a bazillion years. And maybe taxes are going to go up with the new president. Regulations may change. You talked about the gig economy and independent contractors. There's some stuff they might want to do to mess with that a little bit. So I'm just curious, your outlook for people that are listening to this about the real estate market and the future, if you have any thoughts about it. New York, but usually New York is sort of indicative of what's going on in the rest of the country most of the time, I think. Maybe not just the high-end market, but what are your thoughts about the next few years?
Yeah, I think the rest of the country is experiencing a much better real estate market than New York is.
Right now.
New York for the last 4 years has been a heavy buyer's market. Average days on market is something like 400. It has been brutal. And then COVID hits and it became very, very, very tough. Only now are we slowly starting to see signs of life. But listen, mass quarantines were a multi-trillion-dollar, right, as they said on the news every day, a multi-trillion-dollar PR campaign for the value of a new home. And it wasn't for the value of an office. It's not like they were talking about go hide out in your office for 3 months.
Yep.
It was, hey, at the end of the day, when shit hits the fan, stay home. And a lot of people looked around and were like, dude, I need a better home. This doesn't work for me. And the market has completely exploded.
Yep.
Like there's record deals left and right. And I don't see any economic indicators in the near future that stop people's love of housing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It is not easy to get a loan. It's not hard, but it's not easy. Right? A lot of that was fixed in 2008, 2009, and 2010. If you can't afford a home, you cannot get a loan. And I think a lot of people still realize what it means to actually not buy more than you can afford. And people still need to live places. And now with work from home, I mean, people need more homes than ever before because they're not going to the office. And that's not going away for a long time. And so I'm super bullish on the real estate market. I think it's going to be awesome for the next couple of years. But at the same time, I also look to history. I know the Spanish flu crushed this country in 1918 to 1920. And then I know the stock market crashed in 1929 and it was terrible. So I'm very well aware that in maybe 7 to 9 years, shit could get real bad. So do as much as you can in the next 4 so that yourself 2030 is okay. Even if things go terribly wrong, right? Make sure you're okay.
Such good advice, man. And I got to tell you, I think homes are that way too. And even second homes, like just where I live, most of the places I live are second home type, communities. And people are just concluded, I need to have a nice home if I can. And I'm going to work from it anyway. So I might as well make it beautiful and special. I don't know that I'd want to own a bunch of commercial office buildings right now, but I do think homes are something that is pretty precious in this country more than at any time. So brother, you're awesome. I hope we do something again together. Like I really, really enjoyed this. And, I'm fired up. Like I'm ready to run through a damn wall right now. I'm glad I got another meeting after this. I'm bringing some big money energy this next damn meeting. I'll tell you that.
Hey, dude, what did you just drink?
I drank from the fountain of Serhant, I guess, today. So it was awesome, brother. Guys, follow Ryan, get big money energy, buy the book, and share this show. If you know anybody trying to perform better, they need to listen to what we just talked about or watch it, because it's loaded with gold, and tell them to get a notepad out before it begins because they're going to want to write a lot of this stuff down. So Ryan Serhant, thank you for today, brother.
All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Max out, everybody. God bless you. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like more, click the videos right here. They're exactly what you need to see next. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and become a part of the Max Out community. And tell me what you think about the videos in the comments below. I read all of them every week, and I select winners that get all kinds of prizes, gear, coaching calls with me. Make a comment.